The date is December 12th, 2021. The location is the home of Ann Karalis. The time is 1 p.m. The person being interviewed today is Ann Karalis. Mary was born on August 17th, 1924. Mary worked at the Briggs Manufacturing Company in Detroit, Michigan during World War II. This interview will be conducted by Claire Kitchen-Dahl. This interview will be videotaped by Claire Kitchen-Dahl. The observer present is granddaughter Bethany Kelly. This interview is being conducted on behalf of the Oral History Project at the Yankee Air Museum in Belleville, Michigan. Ann, thank you for sharing your memories of working at Briggs Manufacturing Company in Detroit, Michigan during World War II. By preserving your story of working on the home front during the war years, our national narrative will be more complete, honest, colorful, and accurate than it is right now. Primary documentation is vital to any study of that world conflict, and the National Veterans History Project appreciates your willingness to help fill in the gaps. Now, to begin this interview, please state your full name, including your maiden name.
Mary Grahalski was my maiden name, and Karalis is my last name. And I usually use Ann, my middle name, but not everybody called me that. My husband did mostly. So.
He did. All right. So is it all right for me to call you Mary?
Yes, that's fine.
All right. When and where were you born?
In Detroit, Michigan.
At home?
Yes.
Okay.
On Gratiot Court.
And what was the date?
August 17, 1924.
Okay,
Although
great.
I don't remember it.
But we wanted to get your birthday in your voice on the tape. Okay. Now, what were the names and the occupations of your parents? Let's start with your father. Who was your father?
My dad was John Grahalski.
And what did he do? What was his job, or what?
He had a lot of jobs. I remember him being a watchman at a Wheel and Company in Detroit, and I remember him working as a beer man. Everybody knew beer people, and he worked for Zinda's, and he worked for him for quite a while. So that's about all I remember.
Was that as a delivery man, or worked?
Yeah, delivered beer.
Okay, and did he ever own a small business?
Oh yes.
Okay, tell me about that a little.
Well, my dad owned a bar with his dad, and a little dance hall in the back, and then with my mother, they owned a grocery store together. So.
And was that in Detroit?
Yes.
It was.
Yes.
Okay,
Yeah.
good. And what about your mother? What was her name?
Her name was Clara.
And her maiden name?
Her maiden name was Lipke.
Okay, and what, other than working in this small bar and store with your dad, what did she do before she had you, before she had a family? Do you know?
I don't know. I really don't know what.
Okay.
It seemed like everybody lived on a farm before, so maybe that's where it was.
Okay, and isn't that something? Everyone knows what their dads did at some point, but moms seem to start with us. We are always the center of their world.
Yeah.
Okay, now what about siblings? How many siblings did you have, or who were they? Line them up, your sisters and brothers.
My sisters and brothers, let me see. I had, Margaret was the oldest, and then there was George, then there was John, and Joe, and then myself.
Okay, so you are the baby.
I was a baby, but there were two born before, well, there were two babies born before even my sister Margaret, and they both died. I had two other sisters, Dorothy and Genevieve.
Okay, so Margaret is the oldest of your family, about 14 years older than you?
Yes.
Okay, great. And any of them still survive?
No.
Okay, I'm sorry about that.
Me too.
Yeah, I'm sure. Okay, then you told me you grew up in Detroit. Tell us about those years. Where did you grow up, and what was your little community like? What do you remember about those early childhood years?
I was born on Gratiot Court, and it was right near Gratiot and Harper, a big intersection there with like streetcars, barns, and everything was there, and an airport not too far. It was an active place. but very friendly, and our black was all kind of by itself. We were kind of like where two corners come together, and we were behind. There was a big market, farmer's market in the back, and we had that first street that was just behind that corner, and it was just one street, Gratiot Court. That's what it was.
Well, but it was fun to have, was there, because it was only one little street back there, was it kind of isolated, so not a lot of traffic going by? Were you able to play in the courtyards or on the street, or was it too busy for all of
No,
that?
it was kind of crowded, really, with the houses, and we didn't have big backyards.
Okay.
And we all had garages at that time, so no, we didn't have. But it was a close group, though, on our street. We all knew everybody.
Nice.
It was nice.
Now, what about your house? Tell me about your house itself. What kind of a house did you grow up in?
It was a two-story. We lived upstairs when I was first born, and we had renters downstairs all the time.
And were the renters nice to you? Did you interact with them?
Well, they had to be, or my dad wouldn't have rented to them anymore.
Okay.
They had to be.
And you said you had a garage. What
Yes.
about like porches or yards? Or, give me some more things about it.
But we had the upstairs porch.
Okay. Oh, an upstairs porch, wonderful. I love upstairs
And the
porches.
downstairs porch was on the first floor, but of course both of us used it. The people that rented, we did in the front of the house.
And did you have your own bedroom, or did you share with sisters?
No, my sister and I had the
All right, so Margaret had to share a bedroom with this little tiny baby all these years, right?
Yes, yes.
And bathroom, running water, electricity, did you have
We had
all of that?
everything. Oh yeah.
Well, then this is good. Do you
It was
remember what you had to do, any household chores that they made
Oh sure.
Like, what did you have to do?
Well, Margaret was older, so she was working when she was younger. But my brother John, Joe, and myself, we had our chores every Saturday. We had to make our own beds, of course, during the week, such as they were. And on Saturdays Sundays we didn't work on Sundays. We had to go to church.
All right.
And devotions in the afternoon, and then we could go to the show.
Well, isn't that nice? Go to the show. That's a wonderful memory, isn't it?
Yeah, we
the whole
had that right around the corner, so it was close.
the whole family went to the show, or just the kids?
Well, it was mostly my brothers and myself,
Okay.
with the three younger ones. So.
Isn't that fun?
Oh, it was fun because we got to know the manager at the show, and he would come and play handball with us in the back of the show, and then he let us in the show for free.
Oh, that's even better.
That was wonderful.
That was even better.
Oh, it was great. Well, my mother used to send him sandwiches to help, so he'd have a sandwich, play ball with us, and then we'd all go to the show. Sat it all in the back row. It was fun.
During those days, would they have popcorn or anything for you to eat during the show, or not?
I don't remember. Let me see. I have to think about some of this stuff.
Yeah.
I don't think they had anything to eat at the show at that time.
Well, it was good enough that you got in for free.
Yeah,
And
so
there
I
it
remember
was.
that place pretty well. We went there a lot on Saturday afternoons.
Oh, that's
and
nice.
Sunday.
All right, what about education? Where did you go to school?
At Nativity,
Nativity High School in Detroit.
yes.
And I think you told me that's still open.
Yes,
It's still being used. It's
Yeah.
still going.
yeah.
Well, that's fun. Do you find that you are a loyalist to that school? Do you follow sports teams or anything from them?
Not anymore.
Not anymore. All right. You graduated in 1941, June 15th of 1941, and we have a picture of you in your graduation cap and gown. And I should probably have just shown you that, but do you remember who that picture might be with? You have two men, I think, maybe a father and one of your brothers maybe in the picture. I don't know. I should have shown you that
I think I
before.
remember who was in the picture.
Okay, who do you think?
Well, it would have been my brothers. It would have been John and Joe. But they had so many boyfriends. You know, having two brothers, they had a lot of boyfriends. So we always had a lot of boyfriends over to the house. So
All right.
could have been any one of them. We always took pictures.
All right,
together.
well, the important one in that picture is you, and you're in the middle, and you're wearing your cap and gown, so we like the fact that we have that graduation picture. Now, you were 17 years old when Pearl Harbor was attacked. Do you remember the reaction of your family or your neighbors when you heard the news that America was officially in World War II?
I remember hearing that on the radio.
So you heard Roosevelt's speech on the
Yeah.
radio.
Oh, yeah.
You heard it at home,
Yeah.
Okay, and do you remember what else other than hearing it? What was the reaction or the conversations or?
No, I don't know. It was pretty quiet, as I remember it. You heard something so shocking on the radio. It was pretty bad.
Absolutely.
But no, we didn't do anything worth talking about. I think prayers were there, definitely.
Definitely prayers at this point. We had always realized there before this, before Pearl Harbor, we had said that we would work, we would make the weapons of war so the Europeans and those in the Pacific would fight their own battles. We never wanted to get involved. And Roosevelt promised everybody, your sons and husbands will not go to a foreign war. Mm-hmm. But Pearl Harbor made that statement change because now it was not a foreign war. It was a personal war, and Americans were going to be going in. Mm-hmm. Did any family members or friends join the service immediately after this? Do you know, or who in your family might have joined the service?
I really don't remember. We had so many cousins, and there's no way I could guess which one went in.
All right, and you did mention your brother John went into the Army Artillery, and when he left, what did he say about his fiancée? Or what charge did he give to his family?
Really nothing. She was a very capable person.
Okay.
She was definitely very independent. She didn't need anybody helping her.
And what was her name?
Her name was Margaret, but they called her Mark. I'm sure it was Margaret.
Okay,
they never called her Margaret.
So there's Mark. And so you just, as a family, embraced her because he was gone and just kind of, she became part of your family right then. She was his fiance, but she became part of this family. Well, that's great. And I remember you mentioning that you would see many blue stars in the windows as you walked around the neighborhood. And what did those blue stars indicate or mean?
There were little flags that they hung in the windows. My mother had one for my brother. And there were too many gold ones in our neighborhood. Good.
Well, the blue star means people are in the service.
They're in the service.
And the gold star,
they've been killed.
Yes. So they will not be coming home, and so therefore, I'm glad to hear that you didn't have too many gold stars in your windows.
They all came home.
That's wonderful. There it is. So what did you do after high school? After this June 1941, right after graduation, what did you do? Did you have a job then?
I got a job from somebody that was in school, and she worked for a lawyer, and she had to quit. I think she was getting married. She had to quit, and she asked me if I wanted the job, and I thought it would be a good thing for a while.
Okay.
So it's kind of scary, though, working for a lawyer. I didn't really enjoy that job. I really didn't. I mean, the lawyers are so bossy and so definite about everything, and here I am with my shorthand and typing, and people coming in with such serious things and stuff. And he was a big Irishman. His name was Moriarty. And he scared me, I think, more than anything. And then he had a real estate man in there with him, and I had to type for him. If somebody came in and he needed a little typing, he would ask me to do it. So,
well, I'm glad you took shorthand and typing in high school. Good for you. But, doing all this stuff on these old typewriters, have you tried to type on an old typewriter lately?
No,
it's almost impossible. So
I don't think I could type on a new one now.
Oh, I think you could. You probably don't forget the keyboard, but to have to pound on those keys,
really,
it's amazing how much you must have had to do to work to make these documents look good. All right, well then if you worked at this lawyer's office / real estate office for a while, how did you ever get a job at Briggs Manufacturing? What was it that switched you from that office to Briggs?
I don't know. Like I told you, she took care of me. We didn't have to take care of her. She took care of me.
And Mark already was working at Briggs?
My brother John was a big brother. I mean, that's what he was for me.
Mm-hmm.
He used to take care of me, boyfriends and stuff. Yeah, so when he was leaving, I think he was more worried about me than he was about Mark because he knew she would take care of me. And she did. She did. We went to work in a factory together, and we worked for Standard Steel. And we were working there together all the time, and we worked in the factory together. So
Okay, and she was able to
she
get
was able to get the jobs, I guess, and just included me with them.
That's good. And your sister Margaret also worked at Briggs then. Mark
Yes,
got
she
a
did.
job for both of you at this particular point.
No, I think my sister got her own job.
Oh.
She took care of herself.
Okay,
It
but she
just
was
me.
also
She
at
was-
Briggs?
Yes.
All right. Well, let me just tell you this little bit about Briggs. Briggs Manufacturing was an automotive body supplier to Chrysler and Packard companies. During World War II, Briggs was a major supplier to the U.S. Armed Forces, producing over $1 billion worth of stamped steel and aluminum products. A record workforce of 31,000 people built B-29 and B-17 aircraft gun turrets, doors, bulkheads, flaps, outer wings, wingtips, and ailerons. They also produced tank hulls, bomb doors, B-29 nose wheel doors, and tools, dies, fixtures, trucks, cabs, tops, and ambulance bodies. So Briggs of Detroit was busy during World War II. And it's kind of exciting to think that you were one of the workers at Briggs doing such important war work at that point. So when you started at Briggs, what was your first job? What did you do at Briggs?
Well, I thought we were going in as a Rosie the Riveter.
Good. Okay.
That's what we thought we're going in for. But why we changed, I really don't remember.
Okay, but
Except-
let's talk about your riveting then. You were a riveter
Yes.
at Briggs.
Yeah.
And do you remember what part of the plane or what part you riveted on?
I thought it was the nose that we worked on. I wish I could remember exactly where.
Okay. Now, you had said that before when I first talked to you. You
Yeah.
said the B-29 nose, so that's great. Did you get special training or was it just kind of on the job to learn how to do this?
I think it was kind of on the job. I don't remember any training, really.
All right. Was it very difficult?
I think they were all brand new, like we were going into a factory. We knew nothing about what we were doing. I don't think they did either in the beginning.
They
That
didn't.
was-
You're right.
that was the
Really,
very beginning.
it was all experimental.
Right.
Everything was experimental, and it was on a rush job. We had to get these things going.
Mm-hmm.
So, was it noisy in there? Do you remember a lot of noise?
I think so.
Okay. And was this a moving assembly line? Did you have an assembly line that the planes were going by you, or did you work
No.
just worked on your particular parts?
Right.
Do you remember what you had to wear?
Well, if you had anything to do with the air hoses, like a riveter, then you had to wear your hair tied up.
Good.
And
Because you
what-
did
what
not
we
want
did-
your hair caught
No.
in any air gun at
Right.
that point. Do you remember wearing overalls or bib overalls or just normal slacks? Did it seem to have a uniform, or you could wear what you wanted to
I
wear?
thought we wore what we wanted.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't think there was any uniforms at that time.
Do you remember any big aprons with pockets that you had to put stuff into, or not?
No.
Okay.
I think that might have come afterward, though.
Mhm.
That was all things that they got used to doing and what they had to do and what they had to change to make it better.
Absolutely.
I'm sure they got something in regard to what they wore later on. Like to wear pants, no dresses, to wear pants, like they did. They started with jeans and
Yep.
certain things they had to wear.
Well, and aprons would have made it later on more efficient to have all the rivets that you needed right on your person
Right.
rather than going over and opening a drawer or doing whatever. So that's great. Do you remember how much you might have been paid?
That I have no idea. I don't
Okay.
remember that at all.
All right.
I gave everything to my mom at that time. You just turn the check over to mom. That's what you do.
Well, good for you. You turned it all over to mom because you were living at home at this point.
Right.
So there it is. Did you save any of this for yourself?
No, she did. I know she was saving for me. 'Cause she knew the wedding would be coming and stuff like that there. So, yeah, she was a saver, definitely.
Good. I had one woman who said that she sent everything back to mom except for the amount that she would keep and buy herself a hot fudge sundae every Friday afternoon, saying, I did another whole week, I deserve this sundae.
There you go.
There you go.
There
So
you
that's
go.
what she did.
Well, I didn't do that. Really didn't do that. But yet, she must have given me money for my lunches every day because I don't remember taking a lunch at that time.
Okay.
So she must have been giving me money for the lunches. She wasn't sure whether the women there would eat somewhere, or they would go out to eat. One time we worked at someplace, now I don't know where this was, I don't remember that. And it was near one of those warehouses I think it was for the Smith. I don't remember the first initials of it. It was a grocery store. A.J. Smith, something, I don't know what it, I remember Smith. And they had a warehouse there, and they had lunches there for workers. And for a very small price, I remember we were getting our lunch there. And that was more fun going for lunches.
Oh, of course it was. It's more fun than making your own, having the same old bologna or peanut butter every single day. You might as well go get something prepared and go with a group of friends.
I had weird sandwiches I liked. I liked banana sandwiches and stuff like that there. And I was kind of alone with that. So it was a good thing I probably bought something. Otherwise, I would have got teased like crazy, because I know I did at the beginning.
Do you still like banana sandwiches?
Yeah.
You do?
I love bananas, so I really like
Just
them.
a piece of banana right in between the slices of bread?
Yeah. I don't know what else my mother put in there. I think it was just a banana. I don't know. I just love those things.
Isn't that funny?
Yeah, I guess some things are, yeah.
Yeah.
Especially in the sandwiches.
Right. Well, I mean, it would be easier just to eat your banana, let alone slicing it and shoving it between bread. But
They also even teach me about banana, not banana, but peanut butter and jelly. I didn't like peanut butter and jelly sandwiches. I just like peanut butter sandwiches.
okay,
Boy, you had a lot to drink with that stuff.
that's great.
You had to drink a lot. But I just like peanut butter.
Well, what you like is what you like, and there it is. Okay, so then after you had been a riveter at Briggs for a while, you switched and you told me that you started to work on the Rockwell machine. Can you tell me a little bit about that machine, or what it was doing, or what you were doing on it?
Well, we sat on a stool, and it was in a bench in front of us, and the machine was standing. It wasn't that big, it wasn't that huge. It was a real big machine, but it stood on the bench in front of us. We sat on our stool in front of the machine, and it seems to me we turned a wheel or something.
Okay, and what was the purpose of this machine? What was it doing? Or what was it looking for? When you say I worked on the Rockwell machine, it wasn't a riveting machine, it was measuring something, like you had told me once, it was measuring the strength of
Yeah.
the metal.
Right.
And so you were a quality assurance clerk trying to figure out if this metal was strong enough for the plane. What happens if it wasn't strong enough?
Well, then it was, what do they call it, when you can't need anything anymore? I don't know if they destroyed them or what they did with them.
Right.
Like I said, they brought them in one box and took I'm trying to think of the name when you refuse something, when you...
Rejected?
Rejected,
Okay,
that's what I'm
all right.
looking for. Okay, when they reject something, and then that goes back in another box, so... Then they just brought in another box, we did that one, and I think the machine told us with some kind of a needle or something. They had to, and they told us to try the machine on it a second time even. So, because sometime the first time it wasn't necessary to take that one as a true reading, so then they said that we could do it another time. Sometimes it did reject it, sometimes it okayed it then. Those
Good.
kind of made me nervous. I was kind of nervy about those.
Well, it'd make me nervous too. So were these big pieces of metal, or just not
they
too
were-
big?
No, they were small that we could handle them.
You could handle them, and
Most
you
of them
kind
were
of...
about maybe about like this.
Good,
About
okay.
like that.
All right, so they'd all be big enough to be riveted onto a plane or whatever, and then you just put them into it, or was it just laying on it like a scale, or did you
It was like
insert
this.
it?
Yeah.
Okay,
You laid it down, and I'm sure it was like a needle that came down on.
well, there it is.
Nailers.
Okay, so you are really working on the strength of the plane is what you're talking about.
Right.
Do you remember that were many pieces rejected, or was most of it accepted?
Most of it was accepted. Very
Oh.
few were rejected that I remember.
All right, well, that's important. All right. Now, how did you get to work? Did you walk or take a streetcar? Were you in a carpool? Do you remember how you actually got to Briggs?
Yeah, my sister-in-law had a car, and of course we had a family car too, but my dad used that to go to work, so my daughter-in-law came to pick me up all the time.
Oh.
Pick me up and bring me home.
Okay, so you basically were in a car. Do you remember gas rationing, or was Mark ever talking about the problem of getting gasoline for this car?
I don't remember.
You don't remember that? Did you have to join a union?
No.
Okay. And what about supervisors? Were the supervisors or the people in charge of your units men or women?
Men that I remember.
And were they respectful, nice?
Yes, yeah, they all were.
All right, they were not as bossy as your lawyer, right?
No.
So it was a relief to get out of.
He wasn't bossy either. I thought he had to be. He's a big Irishman, and he was big too. He was a big man.
All right.
But no,
Well,
they were all very respectful.
You know, as long as you liked the people you were working for and working with. You know, basically, the women, were these women around you, or any men doing this job
No,
at the
I think they were mostly women.
Okay.
I don't remember any men setting up the machines.
All right. Do you remember any of these women talking about or complaining about the need for childcare?
No.
Well, see, and that happens many times too. Our Rosies were working with so many single women, this wasn't an issue, but the government started a massive child care campaign in the 40s and passed the Lanham Act, which gave, for the first time ever, daycare in this country to communities. They had a defense plan because they had to give women no reason to stay home.
Right.
And so if you had child care issues, the government had to help you. And so I'm glad you weren't having to worry about that.
No, well, I think probably being at my age and just out of high school, I wasn't worried about the kids or married women.
Absolutely.
But, I'm sure that might have been tough. It must have been tough for them.
Yeah, it was.
To have to go to work and leave their little ones at home. That had to be bad.
Well, and because most people during those days in the 40s, if you were leaving your children with someone, it was like next door to a wife, a sister or an aunt or a mother or someone like that. But if you had to go every single day to work,
Right.
you had to come up with some kind of arrangements.
Yeah.
When you said you didn't remember how much you got paid, it didn't bother you. This was just, you did a job and you got paid. Whatever they paid you was fine, right? Okay, because you were not there to make money. You were there to have a job and
Right.
help with the war effort at this
Right.
particular point. Good. What shift did you work? What hours did you work?
It was a midnight shift. I imagine it was from 12 to 7.
Well, that's such
Maybe
a
11 to 6, maybe.
that's a strange shift. Did you want that shift? Did you like it?
Well, I think I remember Mark saying that it was a little bit more money, and we thought it would be fun. I thought it would be fun.
Explain, why would it be fun?
It really wasn't fun. You're not used to being up all night. I was a night person, so it wasn't bad to midnight, but then in the morning I was tired.
Right. Did you, when your shift was over, did you go right home and go to bed?
No.
What did you do as a young teenager?
Well, mostly we wanted to go out for breakfast and just enjoy the day. If it was summer, in the water, and if it was winter, of course, winter didn't keep us in. There were so many things to do at that time too. Like now, I don't think they don't have the dance halls they used to have, or anything really for young people anymore. I think that's why they all go to bars, the worst place to try to find a husband, I think. But that's really what they have to do now. I don't know of any other. They don't have dance halls anymore, do they? Really?
No,
I
I don't think so. I don't know. Maybe dancing is done at the bars. I don't know. But you also went to the beach. You had told me you went to Boblo. For people who are watching this video and don't know what Boblo is, tell us what Boblo is or what it was.
I don't know if it's still, I think it's still there in the waters. They talk about restoring it every once in a while. There was a Tajmu too, we went there, and there was Boblo, and then there was a Put-in-Bay too. There were 3 of them, really.
Okay. Well, what is Boblo? Was it an amusement park, a beach? What is it? What was it?
It's a boat. It's a boat.
Oh, it's a boat.
It's a boat, a big boat, and it handles a lot of people. And a lot of people went on these Tajmu trips. They were fun because you went across the water a little bit, and it was a big deal. But it was a lot of fun, and we used to go to all 3 of them. And there was a certain place where you pay your tickets and get on the boat and everything, and you can take lunches. I think they had lunches there too, but we always took lunches with us and our own stuff.
And you had your banana sandwich on this thing.
Probably.
So it's just basically a floating party. is what Boblo was.
Well, they
You
end
get
up
on-
on an island, at the island though, and that's where the party is, on the island. It's on the boat too, people enjoy the boat.
Yeah.
Matter of fact, at night, they used to go at nighttime, they had dances on there at night.
Now, what island are you talking about?
Now, the one with the dances, I think that was Bablo.
Oh, Boblo is the name of a boat, and Boblo is the name of an
Name of the
island.
park, yeah.
Oh, or a
That's-
park.
That's
okay.
where you end up going, to Bablo Park.
Okay, well, it sounds like a lot of fun. And then after you did all that, then you'd go home and get a few hours sleep before midnight, right? Because then you're up and you're out of bed and working again for the whole day.
Yes.
Wow, that's incredible. Your boyfriend at that point was Ernie Karalis. How did you meet him? Where did you meet this Ernie? Was he working at the factory? Was he in the neighborhood? Was he somebody that you met on Boblo? How did you meet Ernie?
He worked 5 houses down from me.
Well, there it is. He's a neighborhood kid, all right. And you met him during school or after high school or?
No, actually, he was just living in the neighborhood. They moved in the same block we did, and they lived upstairs in a flat just like we did. And I just saw him. He rented a car in back of our house to put his car in, because they didn't have a garage at his place. And so he rented a garage. So I saw him in there working on the car all the time. And I had a dog that I used to walk up and down the alleys with. That was my Spud.
You had Spud, okay.
Yeah. And I used to walk up and down the alley with Spud. And I talked to him in the garage, and we just got to like each other.
Well, that's nice. So he also got to know and like Spud at the same time, not just you.
Spud didn't like him.
Oh, Spud didn't like him. How do you know that?
He didn't like anybody. He was just my dog. And no, he was for the family. He was a beautiful family dog. But he was a good watchdog. And when I went out for a walk with him, nobody dare come near me. He just didn't want anybody near us at all.
What kind of a dog was Spud?
Now they call them pit bulls. They used to call them bull terriers at that time. And I called him Spud because he liked potatoes like I did. My mother, he was good with my mom. He liked my mom. Or Storm would come along, and the dog would hide under the bed. She'd go in the bedroom and pull the shade down, and she didn't like storms at all. And so he would go in with her, lay under the bed, and he was a good dog.
Well, that's nice. Good memories of Spud and good memories of him bringing a little bit of fun to this relationship with Ernie. When Ernie went into the service, do you remember what you did for fun during that time? Did you have a social life? Did you guys go to dances anyplace?
Oh, yeah.
Where would that have been? What did you do?
Well, that was through Nativity. That was through our church.
Okay.
They called it. And there were a lot of people in there that went to school there that stayed in the club after they left school. So we had a group of people in there.
Did you ever go out to Selfridge Air Base to any dances?
Oh, yeah. Oh, lots.
What were they like?
Sunday afternoon. They were very nice. Yeah. A lot of soldiers there. We were happy.
Of course.
Yes.
And probably had some of your friends be serving donuts and all the different things that you could do, or were you just there dancing and
We were just
socializing?
there to socialize, yeah.
Oh, that's fun. All right, what did Ernie and your parents think of your war work? Was everyone happy that you were at Briggs and working for the war effort?
Sure. Yeah.
All right, now you and Ernie were a couple during the war. You were not engaged, you were not married, you were just a couple, the two of us. And then he went into the service. And while you talk about Ernie's service, why don't you also, we'll be showing pictures of the many uniforms and the different medals he won, because he certainly has a stellar military career. But what branch of the service did he enter? What was he?
Marines.
He was a Marine, okay. He was a sergeant in the U.S. Marines. Mm-hmm. And what else do you remember about those years that he, in terms of his service? Where was he stationed?
He was in San Diego for a long time before he went overseas.
Okay, and then he went to the Pacific.
He was at all the islands, yeah. All
right.
the islands that there are there.
Well, I remember you told me he was at Peleliu, Ulithi, the Philippines, Okinawa. Mm-hmm. So while he's in the Philippines, while he's in the Pacific, you wrote loads of letters to him. He wrote back to you.
Yeah.
Did you ever save any of these letters, or have they just disappeared?
They disappeared.
Those hot letters of romance just burned instantaneously, or they just exploded, I guess.
Those letters are fun.
Yeah, yeah. And you mentioned to me that he was a sharpshooter.
Yes.
Okay. You must be very proud of what he did and what his service was.
Yeah, well, and since I showed you that the uniform, my son-in-law kind of likes to go deeper into everything, and he was checking his medals, and he said there's one that he's got there that is supposed to be a special one, and Ernie never mentioned, never told me what it was or anything. So,
Well, that's good.
yeah.
But we have some close-ups of the
Yeah.
jacket, so maybe we'll see the picture of which one is a little bit special at this point. But how he was in the service all the time through the end of the war. I mean, he never came home at that point. I know that the war ended in Europe. VE Day was May of 1945. VJ Day, Victory in Japan, was August of 45, and Ernie was in the Pacific during this particular time. What do you remember about VJ Day, since your boyfriend was in the Pacific and the war was over, the Pacific War, the entire World War II was done? Do you remember your reaction or what you were thinking at that point?
Not really. You know, you have a lot of relationships when you're younger, and I wasn't ever going to get married. I mean, that wasn't my intention at all. Actually, I had a lot of crazy ideas I'm not even going to go into. But a dog farm was one of them, I have to tell you.
Okay, well.
But anyway, we were close, but not that close, and I was thinking about getting married, yeah.
Okay.
So,
all right.
I didn't know whether they would come back. I didn't know if he would live at home or maybe go somewhere else and live. I really didn't know until he came home.
All right. So he was just one of those many casual boyfriends that you had to fit him into your social life at that particular point.
Yeah.
All right. But VE Day and VJ Day, these were serious days. The war was ending, and everyone knew that they'd get back into some semblance of normal life at this point. Ernie came home. You were thinking about this dog farm, and who knows what else you're thinking about, but you did get engaged to Ernie in August of 46, 1 year after the war. And then when did you get married? What was your marriage date?
January 25th, and that was 47.
In 1947. So you start the year 1947 as a young married woman. Was Ernie still in the service?
No.
Okay, but he had stayed in when the war ended in 45.
Yes.
He stayed and was stationed in Japan.
I don't know if he was discharged, that he came home from Japan, because he was there quite a while already. So he could have been discharged when they sent him to Japan. He has pictures of Japan.
Okay.
And he was there, but I don't know how long. And I don't know, he must have been discharged that he came home. They don't let you
Sure.
come home.
No, they
to get
don't.
Discharged.
No.
You get discharged, then you come home.
Absolutely.
So I think maybe he must have got discharged there and they sent him home.
Okay, so after the war, he stayed and he
Stayed.
was sent to Japan and then discharged and came home, and you guys got married January 25th.
Right.
Did you take advantage of the GI Bill? Did it help you buy a first home or
No,
anything?
we should
like that?
have, but we didn't.
Okay. What did he do when he came home? He was out of the service now. What kind of a job did he get, or what did he do?
Well, for a little bit he didn't do anything. Not for very long, because he wasn't one to sit. And so he went into Federal Mogul, first one. I don't know why he went there. Maybe because it was close. Maybe he had worked there before.
Okay.
I don't know if
All
he
right.
had. Or...
Federal Mogul Automotive Factory. And what about you? You quit your job at Briggs? You were done with Briggs at that point, right? Okay. So then where did you live during your early years of marriage? When you first got married, where did you live? Did you have your own house, or were you living with other people?
No, his mother and dad, where they lived 5 doors away from us, they moved downstairs and we moved upstairs from them. So we lived upstairs from his mother and dad.
Okay, and that worked out just fine?
It was what?
It worked out just fine for everybody?
It was wonderful. Oh my gosh, yes. His mom and dad were great.
Oh, isn't that
Just
nice?
like mine.
Okay, good. It's nice to have good parents, of in-laws and parents, good memories of in-laws and parents.
Yeah.
And did you have a car during those years?
In the beginning, we had a Model T.
Okay. And did you learn to drive on a Model T?
No.
Okay.
I used to sit behind the wheel while they cranked the motor up. Now that sounds old, doesn't it?
It does sound
is.
old.
It is. That's old.
To have a cranker, you probably didn't even have windows in something like that.
Well, yeah, but you had to wind them up and down.
Of course.
You didn't have just push buttons anymore.
And one of those great big ooga,
We had
ooga
that.
horns, right?
Oh, sure.
Oh, I can just imagine you going down the road in
That
one of
was
these
fun.
cars.
Oh, yeah.
Would Spud be sitting in the back seat or in the rumble seat or not?
No.
Spud was out of the picture by
Yeah.
then. All right, and so you lived upstairs. No, you lived downstairs or upstairs?
We lived upstairs. They moved downstairs. They were getting older, so.
Oh, okay, that makes sense. All right, you were upstairs. And how long did you live there for? You didn't live there forever. Eventually, you got your own house.
Yeah.
All right, and where was that? Can you tell me anything about that little house?
We moved here.
Oh, you used to this house that you're in right now.
This is it. Yeah.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
Have you made many changes, or is this pretty much the way the house always was?
I think it's pretty much the way it was.
All right, and you had children here?
Yeah.
Okay, who are your children? What were their names?
They're Karen. She's the oldest, and then Ernie Jr. And then Robert, and then Marie.
Okay, good. So they all grew up in this house.
Right.
Interesting. Were any of your children in the military?
Wait a minute, I'm trying to think. Karen was born on Gratiot Court, yeah. Yeah,
Oh.
she was born on Gratiot Court.
Oh, okay. She was
Yeah.
there. Okay,
Yeah.
when you were still there. But did any of them join the service during the Vietnam years or Korea or anything like this?
None of my kids.
No, okay. But you mentioned that Karen was married to somebody in the Navy in the
Yeah.
Vietnam years.
Yeah.
Okay. What do you think about your time as a Rosie? When you think back as a young girl in those years, the war was going on. You were not engaged to a soldier or anything, but what do you think about yourself and that job when you look back?
You mean working at that time?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I think maybe I was just too young to be, to really understand what it was all about. But I did have uncles in the First World War, and we were very close to my dad's brother, which was in the World War, this first one. So yeah, we knew all about the wars and stuff because he never was able. His brother was never able to come home.
Okay.
His wife had twins, and he would have spells that he just couldn't be trusted with the kids, so they never let him go. We used to go and visit him in Battle Creek,
Okay.
so we were familiar with the war. We were patriotic people, but
Is Battle Creek a veterans hospital?
yeah.
Oh, okay. That's why that's there. All right. So it was just one of these. It was a job. It was no big deal. You did it. You were glad to do it. You're glad to send money home to mom.
Yeah.
And there it was. All right. And what about your family? Are they all aware? Your children, your grandchildren, your great grandchildren, are they aware of you being a Rosie during the war?
They are now.
Good.
My granddaughter, she informed everybody.
Well, that's what granddaughters are supposed to do at this
That's
point,
true.
right?
Very true.
And so you and Ernie were married for 56 years, you told me. You have 5 grandchildren and 6 great-grandchildren. That's a fabulously big family.
It is.
Now
That's the best one.
to have a nice family and to think that you're still in the home that they all had grown up in, the children.
Yeah, actually, I kept thinking they all were here. It seemed like I had all my kids, but they were all here when we moved here. Even my oldest daughter and my oldest son. They're just a year apart.
Okay.
So they were both born in Detroit on Gratiot Court. Everybody was here,
That's
and I
fa-
never moved from here, and I'm still here.
You're still here.
Still here.
Still here. It's wonderful. All right. Is there anything else you'd like to add to this interview? Anything else that we should know about you and your war years, your war work years?
Oh, I appreciate the job you're doing. I think that's wonderful, and I like my pillowcase and my little bears way up there because the cat likes them. The dog, the cat likes them. He does. He just will not leave him alone. I had him on the first shelf, then he got up there, then he's now on the third shelf over either side.
All right. Well, you got to keep that cat away from
Yes.
this Rosie bear that we have.
And I got my framed-in Rosie the Riveter on my first shelf over there because it doesn't bother that. Right by Ernie and everything.
That's wonderful. And so you mean you got the certificate? We have you're listed at the Willow Run Bomber Plant. You've got a beautiful plaque that says you were a Rosie. So we are very, very honored to know you and to do this. So Marianne, thank you for sharing your part of history with us today. Thank you for giving your strength and patriotic energy to America in the 1940s and for doing your part to help win the war. You have made a difference in this world, and you are, as the government of the United States has finally acknowledged, a distinguished veteran of the home front. You are truly a heroine, and you should be justifiably proud of your personal legacy. As a group, the Rosies have been given the Congressional Gold Medal, the highest civilian award granted in this country. So you are part of a very, very unique group. The tribute Rosies from the Yankee Air Museum at the historic Willow Run B-24 bomber plant are honored to preserve your story and share it with libraries, museums, and researchers around this country. The famous war poster highlighted a strong and determined woman saying, "We can do it." And Rosie Mary, you did it. Thank you.
That's wonderful. I appreciate this. Thank you. And you know what? When I think of the war, I tried to be a gray lady afterward. I think it was afterward. Maybe it was during too. I don't know. And they didn't need anybody at the time. Then, of course, I got married and had children, so I didn't go back again. But there were so many things at that time, little things that we did. And I think there were so many women with children and home that they all wanted to help. They all did. But it was kind of fast. I mean, you know, by the time they got settled with their children and got a job and everything, I think a lot of people would have done a lot more.
I think so too, but that's great. Well, we appreciate what you did during the war, and we appreciate everything that your family did for this country.
Wonderful. I appreciate you doing this. That's very nice. And by the way, I saw the parade too.
Oh, good.
With the Rosie Riveters in there. There are a lot of young ones marching though.
Yeah, that's for sure. Well, they're trying to get the message about Rosie and Willow Run out. So the Detroit Thanksgiving Parade is a great platform for doing all that. Thank you.
All the day long, where the rain or shine, she's a part of the assembly line. She's making history, working for victory. Rosie, the riveter, keeps a sharp lookout for sabotage. Sitting up there on the fuselage, that little frail can do more than a male can do. Rosie, the riveter. Rosie's got a boyfriend, Charlie. Charlie, he's a Marine. Rosie is protecting Charlie, working overtime on the riveting machine. When they gave her a production knee, she was as proud as a girl could be. There's something true about red, white, and blue about Rosie, the riveter. Rosie, working on assembly line. Leave it on that day. Reeve boy, reeve it. Rosie, the riveter on the assembly line.